Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Eeriearachnids Worldwide Tarantula Collection Tour. We are in Panama, warm country. Panama is the point that meets South America. So what we have here is the newly housed female Samopaeus pulcher. This is Lakini. The Panama blonde is the common name. My favorite arboreal species. Favorite Samopaeus species by far. The Victoria are nice, and the Armenia are really cool because of the colorings, but I like the colors of this. I like the, pinkish hairs and the tans and the golds, and, there's a little bit of peach in there. Yeah. So these were described, if I remember correctly, I can't remember the person that described it. It's a longer name. I think it's Russian, in 1925. Later that year, he changed the name from Pulcher to Rufa, and then it was changed again back to Pulcher in the 90s or 80s. I can't remember exactly when. And it's been Pulcher since. And it's actually, they do periodical revisions or checks, I guess you could call them. But back in 2014, it was still Samopaeus pulcher. So whoever did it in 2014, again, left it as a pulcher. Now, interesting facts about the Samopaeus genus, and because we're in Panama, we're only doing the pulchers right now, is that they have stridulatory. They could stridulate, so they can rub their fangs together and make a hissing sound, which is more in tune with, the baboons, like the Harpacterinae, which is a subfamily of the subfamily of Theridosidae or Theraphosidae. So Theraphosidae would be the family, and then Harpacterinae would be the subfamily. So if you hear INAE at the end of a word, like Harpactera, like Harpacterinae, Avicularinae, Selenocosminae, what else do we got? Ornithoctinae. Those are subfamilies, and then those subfamilies group the genus in there. Now, the thing about Samopaeus is that they're not really sure where to put them because, first of all, them and the Taponechinius genus in the New World do not possess urticating hair, so they don't flick hairs. They also have a little more potent venom than other tarantulas that are here in the New World, but they are New World tarantulas, so they're trying to figure out if they're more in tune with the Selenocosminae, which is where the Poecilotheria belong. I think that's right, Selenocosminae. That's where the Poecilotheria belong, but their venom is nowhere near the same. Poecilotheria venom is believed to be much stronger than Samopaeus. But because of the structure and the things that are inherent to Samopaeus are more in tune with Selenocosminae species than they actually are Avicularinae, which is, right now, they're not actually categorized as Avicularinae, but if you look up where they are in subfamily or family, they are listed as like an asterisk underneath Taponechinius and Samopaeus underneath Avicularinae. And I think that has to do everything with because they are New World. And it's kind of interesting because in Avicularinae, Ephebopus is also in that genus, so which is kind of fascinating. And out of the Samopaeus, I believe only the Reduncus, if I'm right, was ever considered anything different. There might have been Taponechinius. There might have been, no, I can't remember now. I just read all this stuff today and I was just going over it. But again, I thought that was interesting fact. You don't want to get bit by these. I guess what has been found is that the venom in Samopaeus cambridgei, which is probably no different than these guys, has the same effect as capsaicin in your body. So, like, I guess that would be eating like a hot pepper, where your body gets really burns. You're sweating. You could get an upset stomach. Of course, your heart's palpating. So those are kind of inherent with getting a bite from one of these animals. So this is one of 3 that I have, and we'll get to the other 3 here in a minute. And then what else we got from Panama? I think we have a couple more from Panama that we'll go over. But I spent the most time on her just because she's there. She's in the new enclosure. I gave you some pretty solid information about them, and they're one of my favorite tarantulas overall. You know, again, if I had to pick just one, and even though I really, you know, I love the Tarantula genus, and I love a lot of the Ornithoctinae subfamily, and Brachypelmas, but these pulchers are probably my favorite overall tarantula. So if I could only keep one tarantula, I would have a room full of these guys, and then just keep breeding them over and over and over and over again. So, yep, that's her, and we'll get to the other ones here in a minute. So, if you remember, this is Thorin. Thorin was rehoused yesterday, right? Because we had all the mold issues, and you can see already that he's webbed up down low. Not much up high, but he has webbed the plants to the pieces of wood that's in there. He will web a whole much more because he's a pretty good webber, and he's a super good eater. That's for sure. He's a great eater. So what we're gonna do, since we couldn't get the other one to eat, is we're gonna throw. While I'm talking a little bit more, I'll throw a couple crickets in there and see if we can't get him to munch on one or two. Why are you on me, you stupid cricket? So you want 2, you get 3. You want 3, you get 4. You want 1, or you want 2, you get 1. Come on, get in there. Okay, struggle's over. I won. Hopefully Thorin's going to win here in a minute. He's been my best eater out of all of them. So I would assume that you'll probably see some kind of attack here. I don't know how good the footage is going to be because of the plastic that he's in. You can see the footage through the glass is so much better. So we have a couple crickets running around. There's 2 crickets running around there. So we'll see what he does. What else can we talk about with the Salmopaeus pulcher? Out of all the Salmopaeus that I've owned over the course of the years, I think these ones are out more than any of the other ones. I know other people disagree with me. They say they never see their pulchers, but they see their Erminias all the time. I guess it's just the way you set them up, maybe, you know. And there's not really a place for him to go into a cork bark, but he didn't use one. Lakini didn't use one, and Salem never used one. They were always on the outside part of it. So I went away from the tube type of anything for them to hide, and went strictly with giving them leaves to walk on and web on, and some kind of wood to use as anchor points. I don't know how well this is coming out because you're probably getting a lot of glare, aren't you? No, he's up there. He doesn't even feel these crickets down there, which surprises me because he's usually, you know what'll happen, as soon as I take the light off him, he'll hammer them. That's just the way it goes. They don't seem to be super light sensitive, but they are light sensitive. They're not real fond of it. He's probably, so I'm gonna say Lakini's probably 5 inches, and he's probably about 4 inches, maybe 4 1/4. I fully expect him to mature on the next molt. The problem is that he spent a year molting from the last time. So that's him. Apparently he's not going to eat for us, but we'll take a look at Salem now. I'm going to have to hold the camera because I don't want to bother her because she's actually out. So we'll be able to actually get footage of her before she takes off from the light, because I'm sure she will. Okay, so another Salmopaeus pulcher, so that's 2 of the 3. We'll get the 3rd one next, and we'll move on to the other things that are from Panama. Okay, so try and get some quick footage here. It's going to be handheld, so bear with me. She's huge. She will be fully mature in this molt, and I expect that molt not too far from now. She looks like she's actually ready to give birth, but she has not been paired. That's why we need Thorin to mature and her to molt. It doesn't matter about the 2 females right now. We need to get him to molt. So we're trying to push him along a little bit, keeping him in some place that's a tad bit more warm. Yeah, I'm really moving around the camera here, aren't I? A tad bit more warm to get him to move forward. But she's really dull right now. So her colors will be really, really vivid. You'll get a lot of those pinks and peaches, and the gold will be more adherent, and that black in the back end will be much more black. And that line will still be there. That line that goes up there should still be there when she molts. She may have that, see that little center line that goes, be facing around her abdomen, right there. That line right there. That may be more prominent going across. We'll have to see what happens when she molts. I know the older they get, the duller that they get too. So we'll see. She's roughly about 4 years old. So she probably has another 4 or 5 years left, maybe 6 at best, before she comes to the end of her lifetime. So we definitely want to get her paired soon. Well, she's got a molten Mr. Thorn over here, needs to mature. So those are the 3 Simulpaeus pulchers from Panama, and we will get, I think I have 2 more, maybe 3. Well, I have 2 Eeriearachnids and the Eeriearachnids species bouquet, right? Okay, let me see what we got. Okay guys, here is another Panamanian tarantula. I do not believe there is a common name for this one because it's just a species. This is a Eeriearachnids species bouquet. Again, I have no idea if there's a common name. I did not see one. When I read about them, there's not a lot of information about them other than they're from Panama. And they're a red-rump tarantula, just like most of the other Eeriearachnids species are. Matter of fact, the next 2 are from the same genus, from Eeriearachnids. So we shall try and cricketize this guy and see. Yeah, the Eeriearachnids are eaters. And you can see, I fed this guy the other day because his abdomen's nice and thin. This meal is not going to hurt him, it's not going to make him fat. Plus it's hot. I used to run an air conditioner in my room because of my asthma, and I had a hard time breathing when it's warm. Over the course of the last 4 years, I've gotten away from the air conditioner and I survived with a fan. It is 88 degrees with probably 89 to 92% humidity in my room right now. It's unreasonably swampy. So feeding these guys a little bit more often is not going to hurt them at all because the metabolism is much greater for tarantulas as the temperature increases. So we're going to show you the 2 Eeriearachnids Eeriearachnids. One molted about a week and a half ago. I don't know if we're going to get that one on film or not, but we're going to try our best, see what happens. Okay, so this is the enclosure for the first Eeriearachnids Eeriearachnids that I got. This was one of the gifts from Ruth. I got Ruth at Mostly Reptiles. I got last spring at the Buffalo Reptile Expo. So I've had it for a year. She bred these, so they were probably second in star when I got them. They were decent size. I mean, she was just under an inch. She's molted, I think, 3 times for me. And she's a suspected female. Whether she comes out or not, I don't know. If she does, she's going to go nuts because she always does. We'll see if this cricket will get her to come out. If we can get the cricket to come out. She hasn't eaten since she molted, so I'm not really quite sure what we're going to get here. I mean, I honestly haven't even seen her out. I could see her through her burrow, but I didn't even look when I brought her down here to see if she was even okay. She's a very quick jack-in-the-box tarantula, so she will... Oh, the cricket's going down inside. She will grab something and run and bring it right back in. She's kind of like the Rufusins, where she does the forward thrust and then shifts gears right back to reverse and goes right back in again. And that could be halfway across the enclosure, and she'll run backwards the whole entire way. Yeah, she's not even coming out for it over there. And this always bugs me when they don't eat like this after molting. I really like to see them eat, and she's not moving in there. But I can't even see her, to be honest with you. Oh, there she is, right there. She's moving. Now we just got to get the cricket to be a little cooperative with us. No, you let that run right by you. No still? Come on, are you really a Sarcopelma? Come on out, you. Okay, it's like right on top of you now. That's kind of concerning to me that she's not going after it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to leave the cricket in there for a little while. I'm going to spray down the enclosure and see if it's just a moisture issue with her, and go from there. And we'll get the other Rubronitins down. I guarantee you that one will eat. And she lost her little pink toes too, so. Okay guys, it actually does seem like there's a little bit of water issue with the last one, because as soon as I dampened the substrate right in front of her, she went right out and was sucking water. So when I get done with this Rubronitins, we're going to open her up, we're going to get her hide off of her and get her over to an area that's got a little bit more standing water, because she dug out a hole in the corner, so the saturation kind of pulled the water around the water dish. So hopefully I can get her down there and get some drink into her, and then she's going to be okay. I guarantee this one, as long as the cricket doesn't go into... Oh, you saw that. That was pretty quick, huh? I didn't even get a chance to say into the rock. That's too bad because you guys didn't get to see her again. She's pretty. Let me give you a light here. Yeah, we're watching you. That's some serious twerking going on there. Maybe she'll turn around, you'll be able to see her pink feet. These are the Panamanian giant red rumps, is what these are called. And it always worries me when there's giant involved in a spider name. But these do get pretty good size, 6-7 inches. They're going to resemble what a Brachypelma vagans looks like, except for you can see the red setae on the back legs there, and you'll see it on the middle legs. You might even see it on the front legs too. She kind of showed her pink feet. There it is. You saw that real quick. There's one. Those go away, as you can see with the other one. Did not have it anymore. So, okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the Worldwide Tarantula Collection Tour. We're going to do the Haitian brown burn eater next, because that's the only other one left in the Central American area. Would not really consider it Central American, but the islands off of Florida there, you know, Cuba, Haiti, and that area. So, after that, we're getting right into South America. And so, news. It was funny because I was talking to Vic from Spidey V, because his Nandu chromatus molted, and I was talking about, you know, my male's been out, and you know, the female laid a sac about, I don't know, it was roughly about 30 days ago, might have been 29 days ago, and you know, we talked a little bit, and then he had to go do his things, and it was probably about 2 hours later I got a message over the Facebook Messenger, and it was the fellow that I sent my mail to with a big huge picture of a whole huge amount of eggs with legs, and he said there is a boatload of them. So you know, probably another month to month and a half I would expect to figure out what we're going to do with, you know, maybe 1,000, maybe a little bit more Nandu chromatus babies. Of course, I won't give them all. I'm hoping that he's got an outlet for them or two, that we can wholesale them, and he could just wholesale them himself. He could take all the shipping costs out of it. You know, I figured that if I did it this way, if I just did a 25-75 split with him, he could wholesale them. I would take 25 slings here, and and then he could sell the rest of them and just give me 25% of what the sale was. The other 75% could go to him for, having to ship everything, all the little stuff he's got to mail everything in, and taking care of Mom with the babies, and of course taking care of my mail. And then Keith got a hold of me with the Caribbean versicolors. One egg sac is we're at 33 days. I think he's getting ready to pull. He's been so busy, just hasn't had a chance to do it. And it's not a bad thing to have Carabinas let hatch on their own. And if they hatch on their own and they emerge from the egg sac, they're ready to go. They'll be second instar and ready to go. So we got to figure out what we're going to do with that, because he's got a second egg sac with a second female from my male. And that one was laid about 7 to 10 days ago. So, we'd have another 23 days-ish before he would think about that. Now, I'm not opposed to waiting, but I think if maybe I just take half of the first sac, and if the second sac is successful, he can wholesale those out and just give me part of the money. And then whatever money I get from these two pairings, I will be using for new equipment. So either the GoPro 5, depending on what kind of money I get. I don't know what they'll wholesale Chromatis for, maybe 50 cents, 75 cents a piece. But if I'm the owner of 300 of them, that's a pretty decent amount. That's not a huge amount of money, but it's a pretty decent amount. Even if you went $1 a piece, that's $300. So, yeah. So there may be some. Actually, the male was my son's, Alex's. So I may have to cut him in a little bit of the money, but yeah. So that's where we're at. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the tour, and I know that this last part didn't have anything to do with Panama, but that's where we're at. Miss Congeniality, the Formictopus cancerides, is going to be coming up next. She's a suspected female. She looks pretty female ventrally, but who knows? She's still kind of small. So we'll do the next video with her, and then we hit probably Venezuela, right? That would be the next country in line. And then we'll go down the coast. We'll hit Chile, Argentina, come up through Uruguay, Bolivia, back up into Suriname, Brazil, and whatever other countries are down there that I have tarantulas from. So that's going to be a good undertaking. I'm looking forward to do the South American stuff because they're more open. They're more out. You can see them a little bit better. So, yeah. So, again, thanks for watching. Hit that bell if you want to know when new videos come out. And thanks for everybody subscribing. Subscribe if you haven't. Again, every subscriber helps the channel grow. And the quicker that we grow, the more recognition and the more traffic that'll come to the channel. And again, the more stuff like that happens, the easier it is for me to do things differently and to grow the channel in different ways. So I hope you guys, enjoyed all this. I hope you guys enjoyed all the videos I put out lately. There's been quite a few of them. And let me know if there's links in the description, because I haven't checked it yet, and I keep forgetting, so I'll probably forget again. But let me know if there are actually links in the description. Just send me a message in this video and say, yeah, they're there, and we'll go from there. If they're not, then I'll have to, I guess, manually type them in myself every time again. So have a great day. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys later.